Lisa Schnebly Heidinger is celebrating Arizona with lots of interesting people, so you'll hear wonderful voices with new stories. Grab your favorite drink and settle in. We're celebrating Arizona, going everywhere from A to Z, and we're off.
Welcome everyone to Celebrating Arizona. And I'm excited for you because you get to meet probably the most exquisite woman I've ever met in my life. And I think it's okay to go ahead and tell you that she's older than she looks. She is a full century, but looks like she's in her 50s. Just beautiful. And some of you may have been on her boat, her steamship on Canyon Lake. If you've been on the Dolly, she and her husband Paul started that and did it for many, many, many years and has been in Arizona. Well, I'm about to find out how long. Dolly, thank you for coming to visit us.
My pleasure, Lisa. Thank you so much for inviting me. And I came to Arizona in 1971 with my husband and family.
Okay. And where were you before that?
We were on our way back to California after spending 3 interesting years in Louisiana. So we came here from Huntington Beach, California, by way of Louisiana.
And did you start at Canyon Lake, or how did all that happen?
Oh, it's amazing, Lisa. We were given the option of either staying in Monroe or spending a year in Phoenix, Arizona before going back to our home in California. So we opted for Arizona. The 3 years in Monroe was unforgettable, though. It was like another world.
I bet it was.
Yes.
I've never been there, but I've been to Baton Rouge and New Orleans.
It's interesting, to say the least.
And when you say given the option, who was offering that?
It was PK, which it was short for Paul Kennedy. That's what everybody called my husband.
Okay.
And PK more or less fell in love with Arizona because did you know that they have more boats per capita in Arizona than anywhere else in the States?
I've heard that.
Yes. So that was a determining factor for him because in Monroe, everyone had, well, most people had a boat of some kind. And that's a whole nother story. PK found a boat that was built for Cajun school kids. And that's what this boat was. The actual wheelhouse, instead of being straight, was like that.
Really?
And the upper deck was enclosed with fencing all the way around it. So we had 5 boys and 2 girls.
And that's amazing. You raised 7 children.
It is amazing to me, too.
Wow.
They're wonderful. They're all wonderful. I could not be more blessed.
Oh, that's
I
lovely.
am so blessed.
And where did you and Paul meet?
Oh, I hate to say it's a long story,
That's okay.
but it is. I graduated from nurses training in 1946. I was what they called a cadet nurse. I spent 3 years going to school, University of Buffalo, and the city hospital under the government term of cadet nurse.
Okay.
Because at that time the war was going on, and they had a need for more nurses. So I went into that program and for 3 years went to school and worked in the hospital at the same time. It was interesting.
And then was Paul a patient or?
No, actually, when I graduated from nurses training, another nurse, one of my dear friends, Mary, and I decided that we wanted to go to California. So as we had a pact that's what we were going to do when we graduated, and we did. She had an uncle that was a doctor, and I had an uncle that was in marketing.
Okay.
So that's what we did. And we arrived in California by way of the El Capitan, I believe it was.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
And we made a detour and went to the Grand Canyon. However, we forgot to notify our uncles.
Oops.
Not a good beginning.
They were not happy.
No, they were scared to death. They had everybody out looking for us.
And was that your first time in Arizona then?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Terrific.
Yeah.
And then Paul.
And then Paul, the day we arrived in LA, Mary's uncle was a doctor, and he had a nurse that worked for him. And the nurse just happened to have a son close to our age. So she felt compassionate about these two young girls that were in Los Angeles, California, all by themselves. So she insisted on having her son bring some of the people over from the local church that he belonged to. And my husband was one of them.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. So we met, and 18 months later, we were married.
Wow.
Yes.
And what was he like, since I didn't get to meet him?
He was gorgeous.
Oh, well, good. You deserve gorgeous.
He was gorgeous. Irish descent, blue eyes, dark hair, 6 feet tall,
Oh, my goodness, because you're quite petite.
5'2". And a very determined man. When he made up his mind to do something, he followed through.
Okay. And so how on earth did that lead to Dolly Steamboat?
Well, after he found out about how many boats there were here, he decided to pursue his long life ambition, which was owning a boat/marina. Oh, my glory. So he scoured the whole area and found out Canyon Lake was available. Run down, demolished, unbelievable, but available at a price that we could afford. It was the only one. So this determined Irishman decided that he would buy the marina.
Wow. Not just a boat, a marina.
Well, there wasn't any boat on the lake at that time. Although several years before, oh my gosh, when would that be? In the late 1800s? There was a boat called the Geronimo, and that was on Canyon Lake. However, there wasn't any sign of it at that time that we were looking. So PK bought the marina and decided that he could fix it because it was devastating.
Run down.
It was so run down, but that's why it was affordable.
Okay.
So after 3 years, he decided that he wasn't going to be able to save it. And because he saw 2 Greyhound buses filled with winter visitors, he saw them cross over the bridge that was right there over the lake. He saw them cross over that bridge on their way up to Tortilla Flat.
Sure.
Have you heard of Tortilla?
Yes, and that's only like 2.5 miles away from Canyon Lake.
Correct. Yes. And so he decided that if there were 2 buses filled with winter visitors, he should get those people in Canyon Lake area and show them the lake. So this determined Irishman decided to build a boat.
He built a steamboat?
Yes, he built
You are...
a replica of a steamboat. Yes.
Oh, my
I didn't think it was a very good idea. After all, he was in human resources, and this guy's going to build a boat. However, when he named the boat after his wife, Dolly, I thought it was a great idea.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yes. So his words, exact words were, I built the boat, it's up to you to fill it with passengers.
Actually, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and talk about all of that. Okay. One moment. Passport 250, as part of AZ 250, has categories for so many interests. Right now, we're talking about Celebrate Outdoors, which calls us to nature and recreation. Everything from guided trail excursions to immersive birding experiences. Whatever your interest and sense of adventure, we have something to match. Whether you want a new pastime or to revisit a favorite activity, you have a panoply of choices with Passport 250. Okay, so he's built a boat, and then what happened?
He built a 48-passenger boat, and that was it. And like I say, he said, I built the boat, it's up to you to fill it with passengers. So I love meeting people and seeing them smile and so on. So I thought and finally came up with the idea that people respond to others that are dressed differently, have a smile on their face. It's kind of like you're opened to others saying hello, and it's easier for them to come up and greet you. And that's exactly what I did. I started wearing old-fashioned clothes and great big hats. Oh, and feather boas. I loved those. So did Apache Junction gentlemen like those.
Really?
Yes, that was fun.
Oh, my goodness. And you had no experience in marketing or anything?
No,
You just
I just
did it?
love people.
Okay.
So I was very fortunate. No, I didn't have. However, I shouldn't say that. I was in real estate for a few years before.
After the children were grown and gone.
Yes. So that was my basis, I guess. But
And then, so you had to hire a pilot, or did Paul also drive the?
PK took the Coast Guard exam and passed, of course.
Of course.
And that's how he got his license on Canyon Lake.
So the two of you were the company, and I assume you went and welcomed people, and
right.
Did you serve them drinks or?
Well, PK thought the passengers were just going to flood the gates, right, and fill the boat, a 48-passenger boat. No, it didn't work that way. So in order to prove that there was a need, PK put a sign by the gate off the road saying boat tours. And oh my gosh, within hours, people were going out in his little runabout up the canyon, and he was telling stories about Canyon Lake, lost wars in the caves and all that you could see as you were going up the canyon. In those caves, they at one time found little brass buttons from uniforms.
Oh, cavalry?
If you can, yes.
Wow.
It was very interesting, and he became more and more engrossed in it. So he met a carpenter, or I should say craftsman, who built Superstition Springs.
Okay.
And he liked the way the decor. So the two of them built the boat.
Okay.
He had the pontoons manufactured in Chandler and towed them 60-foot metal pontoons, towed them up to the marina. There's one glitch. There are two one-lane bridges that you cross on the way to Canyon Lake. One of them has a dog leg. You know what that is. Well, he couldn't get the 60-foot pontoons over the bridge because of the dog leg. Would you believe? Beautiful angel appeared. She was a county sheriff, and she had what you call a tag-along. She hooked it onto her Jeep and onto the pontoons and inched it across that bridge.
How lovely.
Wasn't that sweet?
My father used to say, and he may have picked it up from somebody else, coincidence
Yes.
is when God wants to remain anonymous. So interesting that she was there and it all worked.
Can you imagine? Yes, out of the blue. And of course, it was 118 degrees. So I would run down to the lake and soak great big towels in the water and then run back up there and put it over the fellas' heads to cool them off.
Goodness.
Yeah. So they finally got it across and then built the boat using the water as a level.
Oh wow! So you were pioneer stock, the two of you.
Really?
You just decided and you created it. You made it happen.
Right.
That's
Mainly my husband.
incredible. No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
That was really the beginning. Like I say, I dressed like that everywhere I went. And when I went to the market, I would attract all kinds of people, and I kind of liked it. So I continued. Actually, I found a second-hand bridal shop, slightly used, pastel-colored brocade dinner jackets, pink, blue, lavender, and my husband would wear those with a riverboat gambler hat and black trousers.
Oh my goodness.
He was one handsome dude.
Oh.
People loved him, and he told great stories.
Now, were the two of you by any chance dancers? Because picturing you spinning around the floor just sounds exquisite to me.
Dancing was one of my favorite things, and PK also.
Oh,
We didn't have much time for it, but we loved it.
oh, that is marvelous.
Yes.
So, did you get any days off? I mean, I'm thinking, when did you say, okay, no steamboat today, we're gonna rest?
I didn't know what that meant at the time. No, we did not get days off. PK was there every day from dusk to dawn, yeah. And I think I was still working real estate at the time, so I juggled that for a while, and then I left the real estate field and just did the Dolly. And everybody was so nice. I used to go to the RV parks on the way from, I lived in Phoenix because we still had one child in school.
Okay.
So my husband lived at the marina with one of our sons in a trailer. And in the middle of the night, the trailer would rock. We didn't know why until we saw a cow out there.
No.
So it was open range up there at the time. So the cows would scratch their heads on the side of the trailer.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Yes.
That's fascinating.
Isn't it though? We didn't know there were cows around.
Good old Arizona.
Oh, yeah, it was
That's
fun. It was an experience, to say the least.
So, you didn't go on all the tours. You found the people who were going to go on the tours.
Well, we advertised wherever we could, and so that brought some people. And then, like I say, the RV parks were just so receptive, and they were thrilled because they had a place to take people. So they were really, you know how they have groups that get together for coffee and so on, and they would announce or give out brochures and talk about the Dolly. So it worked out beautifully.
Oh.
Yeah. I was busy and I liked it because I loved meeting people. So we did have, we were very fortunate. Oh, and PK decided that before he built that boat, that he should at least see if there was enough interest in a boat like that. You know, did people really want to go out? Yes, they did.
And how did he find that out?
Thank you for asking. He rented because, like I said, we didn't have much money left after spending 3 years trying to save the marina. So PK rented a 20-passenger pontoon boat. And then he rented another 20-passenger pontoon boat. 40 people. So when 40 people filled those boats, he was pretty sure that there was a need for a tour boat.
Okay.
Yes.
And 8 extra just because.
And when he started dressing after a year or so was when he started dressing in the velvet collared jackets and, oh my gosh, so riverboat gambler hat. And it was so funny, Lisa, because the ladies would be looking around while they were waiting to buy tickets. They would look around. I think they might have been looking to see where I was because they would stand next to PK and then they'd say, "Oh, I like those ruffles."
Oh my goodness.
PK thought he died and went to heaven.
And you were secure enough in his love to let it happen because you knew where he was coming home at night.
Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful. And did you do it your whole life or did you sell out at some point?
Oh, yes. Thank you for asking. Like I said, it was only a 48-passenger boat. So when the boat was filled, we decided that we either had to sell or build a larger boat. And we were under permission from the United States Forest Service to operate the boat. So we had to approach them, and they said, no, we couldn't build another boat. And that presented another problem because the boat was filled now on a regular basis. And the people that were actually there were from out of state because tour operators would call and make reservations. So our visitors were mainly out-of-state visitors, and we couldn't accommodate the local people, which we wanted to do. So PK decided that that he would take care of that. He would make sure that others were able to visit, and he did that by advertising, with my promotion, and then decided that we needed to either sell or build a larger boat, which I say those options were not approved. Mm-hmm. So finally, he talked to one of his dear friends who happened to be from Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Okay.
They loved the boat, and they were always bringing passengers. Long story short, they bought the boat.
So now you work for the people who have the boat. Tell me about that.
Yes, they are absolutely wonderful. As I mentioned earlier, they're from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Of course, they've been here for years and years now. But they bought the boat, enlarged it to 140 passengers, and hired me back to do PR. Can you believe that?
Okay.
They are the sweetest things and so competent. So Jeff, Cindy's brother, is the pilot now, and he tells wonderful stories. Jeff and Cindy Grimm.
Okay.
Yes.
So they are in charge of the Dolly Steamboat?
And they have been for actually almost 50 years.
Isn't that? You should have a golden anniversary when it comes up.
I think we will. Thank you.
I think that would be perfect.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
And they, oh my gosh, they are so good
Oh,
and so
good.
nice.
Well, Dolly, you are an effervescent presence, and I'm so glad you have come, and I'm so glad everybody. And you know what's great about podcasts? They last forever. So no matter when anybody starts listening, they can always now hear your voice telling your story, which thrills me.
Oh, thank you.
Isn't that lovely?
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
We'd really like to hear from you about anything this show led you to think about. Write to us at celebratingaz.com. The wizard behind making a conversation into a podcast is Tom Heidinger. The music comes from Daniel Blackney. And I'm Dana Cooper.